table tennis. And I'm proud to tell you that the World Table Tennis Star Contender Finalist is ongoing right now in Budapest. We're seeing all the major stars in World Table Tennis, male and female, going up against each other. And it's been an era of upsets. Don't forget, we were on the show some couple of days ago, I think last week to be precise, alongside Delio Shodi Glover. And I made that statement that, look, guys, don't you guys feel we have one or two players that can just, make surprises happen, do something out of the ordinary? And you guys were so optimistic that, hey, we don't got nobody. But I still feel with time, somebody's going to come up. And don't forget, I don't know, Quadri and Umar Assad, they are doing very well for Africa right now. But I still feel they need a bit more to push them to the level that some of these European and Chinese players are playing right now. The first round of the WTT Champions European Summer Series gave table tennis fans so much to cheer about. Now, the series started with a lot of upsets. Christian Carlsen, the Swedish, claimed the upset of the WTT series so far with a 3-2 win over Yang Chuan of China, who had just won the WTT Star Contender title last week. You can see that major upset. Now, Truls Moregat, also another Swedish, he fell in the final. He fell 3-2 to Marcos Freitas of Portugal. Don't forget Marcos Freitas of Portugal. He has been beaten by Aruna Quadri before. That's why I believe that we have what it takes to step up to these guys. Now, in the women's WTT event, number one seed, Chen Meng, came from 0-2 down against Yon Zhenyang to win our first match. The 28-year-old Chinese, who won the Singapore Smash in March, is still aiming to lift a second WTT trophy this year after withdrawing from WTT Star Contender ESS 2022 last week due to injury. Top seed, Song Yinsha of China, Wang Manyu, Wang Yidi, Mima Ito of Japan, that is one player I love so much, and Ina Ayata, also of Japan, have all qualified for the next round. So it's looking real, interesting right out there in Budapest.
Like you said, how many African players have we got in this ITTF World Championship at the moment?
Yeah, probably because they've not played their game. When the results start coming out, we get to see all the rest are involved. But I know that Aruna Quadri will most definitely be there, and Umar Assad, both of them should.
Before we start talking about African player winning, we want to see them in the semi-final, in the quarter-final. You have to get to that stage before we can say, oh, there could be an upset or something like that you could get to the semi or you could get to the final. You know what I mean? It's still a long, long way for an African player to clinch this title.
No doubt. But what are the modalities that the African table tennis federations have put in place for African players to compete with the best in the world? What are the modalities have we put in place? Do we have any program? Do we have any program at the grassroots level? I don't think. Zimo, do we have any?
Our who take scholarship up in China, in Japan. Go there, that's where the trade is. Go there, live there for years and play your professional game from there. Attend games from there. You have coach that are born and bred there, that have played the game. You don't have to rely on your federation. If you feel your federation is shortcoming, go abroad. Go and live there. Go and live among them and play with them and get to you still represent Nigeria anyway. So you go and look for it yourself. We don't have to wait for the federation. But I'm still saying it. We still don't have those players with that quality.
And for me, you've just come up with a very laudable idea. But that laudable idea needs finance. You need finance for you to be able to achieve that.
Daddy, we've got
African and we know that players. Finance is not easy to come by in Africa. That's why there are so many players out there that it takes them like forever to evolve, not to talk of to compete with the best in Europe or the best in the world. We talk about finances here. How many African players can finance that? You financing yourself to China to play table tennis? You're talking about accommodation. You're talking about feeding. Ain't gonna be easy, my brother.
Daddy, you're right. But I'm sure Aruna plays professional tennis for a professional tennis club, isn't it?
Aruna Quadri plays in Europe.
For a professional tennis club.
That's right.
That pays the salary, its wages, isn't it?
That's right. It's a professional.
Why don't you play? There are tennis clubs in China. There are tennis clubs in Japan. We've got players abroad and play basketball in America. They go to Spain and play basketball there. They don't have to wait for our federation. But when we want to call the national team, we will look at them and bring them in. That's it.
Now, and if let me quickly say this before I forget. Now, for me, I feel the federation still have a very strong role to play in area of structure. Now, what I mean by that is that they need to set up a structure at the grassroots level. Even for those that are not in school, they should be able to participate in sports in their local government. But if you look at local governments across West Africa, what is their involvement in sports development? Nil, if you ask me, nil. Let's quickly